And hello everyone, welcome to this evening's stream. Tonight I thought we'd again have another drive on the Riviera. I am liking it. There's a lot of things I've not tried out on here as yet. We gave the 37 a go the other day, now it's been layered in. So tonight I thought we'd give the HST a run on the line, see how that performs. So we are doing the 2C05 Bristol Temple Meads to Penzance at 6:53 in the morning. So what are we waiting for? Let's get started. Right. So let's first sort out our safety systems. AWS, DSD. Can't remember if there was anything else around by here that needs changing. I think that's more or less it. So hop back over here. Get our master key on. Get it into forward, shall we? Acknowledge our safety systems. Let's have a look what else we need to set up. It's been a bit of a while. Headlights, train supply. Okay. This is what I'm looking for. My lights. Day and headlamp markers. What else we got here? De-icer. I think that's more or less everything. We need to get our doors open. I think we're ready to go. Just have a quick look outside. So there we go. The HST. Looking very splendid. Very clean looking. Lovely sound. It's great seeing all these new layers that the router's now got that we didn't have during early access. I think they did on it PC, but not on console anyway. So and it's great to be able to now start seeing these things being layered in as extra services. Ooh, we've got a cannon here. I don't think we've... I can't let it off because we're not actually walking around, are we? We're on the drone camera. Right, let's get in the cab, get the doors closed. And let's get the brakes released. They do take... I don't know, I suppose it's about right for a diesel, really, I suppose, the amount of time they take to release, but just seems quite long. So, let's get some throttle on. So our first stop is Dowlish Warren Platform 1. It's 5 minutes past 7. Let's get max throttle in, shall we? So there she is. I've decided to use custom weather and have a... oops, let's get our throttle off. Nice little view of the bridge there. Yes, I've put custom weather on so that we can enjoy the route in its full sunshine glory, because I had done some previous streams where with the dynamic weather, by the time I got halfway through the route, it was like a horror show. It was thunderstorms and everything, and which is fine, but couldn't quite enjoy the full magicalness of the views along the route. Hello there, Mobile Chernobyl. Last night I played the Antelope Valley Line challenge called Blockbuster. You take a metro link through LA as an actor in an action movie. There is a car chase, helicopters and explosions. Might want to look into it if you have that. Was that one of the... because I think you may already know I don't normally explore anywhere further than the UK. But is that one of the routes that was included in the deluxe package? Because if it was, then yeah, I do have it. But I'm not normally interested, but that scenario does sound quite interesting, actually. So if that is included on one of the new routes that was included with deluxe, then I might be persuaded. Yeah. Right, it was a base thing in TSW4, I think. Ah, right. I think when I bought... I bought Train Sim World 4 in around about August 2024, just before Train Sim 5 came out. And what I did, I didn't buy one of the packs, I just bought it as a UK route. I forget what route came with it, actually. Yeah, so I didn't get like a deluxe pack with Train Sim. In fact, I remember feeling a little bit gutted that I bought it, and then being new to Train Sim World and not really being connected with the community or looking at things, I wasn't aware there would be an upcoming new release. But thankfully they brought in that free starter pack, didn't they? This year though, I thought I'd treat myself and buy the deluxe package just so I could have early access. Yeah, it was a bit, yeah. Right, so we got just under 6 miles to Dowlish, and this evening I've turned off my signals, my aspects on the hood. I know when they're coming up, but I don't know what they are. And I've been avoiding this with streaming recently because there's just so many things to focus on. Having the signals does help me stream a little bit more easily. So we'll see how things go, but we could end up spadding or having a disaster without that extra aid. But I do like the immersion better. Does this train tilt? You know, I don't know whether that was a thing that was built into it. But it does give the appearance of tilting. But there doesn't seem to be much of a tilt there. That wasn't a big bend there, like. But there was a prototype built, wasn't there, that did tilt, and I forget what that was called. But it didn't go down very well because I think it wasn't the most comfortable of rides for passengers, and I think it was making everybody feel a bit sick. And I forget that was what was called, but I think the HST came as a consequence of that afterwards. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, it made people vomit. Oh dear. Right, 3 miles to go. It's got a lovely sound to her. I must admit, I haven't driven this a lot, and I'm surprised that's been the case, really, because when I was a kid, the 125, as it's also known as, was my favourite train. And so when I started playing Train Sim World, when I picked up the routes that included this, I haven't really given it much attention. So this is one of my first times kind of driving it, really. I'm not a regular driver of it. Right, so we got a double yellow. We could be diverting. Or we've got a yellow, well, there's probably a yellow in front of us, and then a possible stop. Can't quite see what we've got yet. I think it's a... It better had be a yellow. So, we're coming to a stop anyway, but the stop... We may have to stop at that signal just before the station, so... And if I remember correctly, this signal kind of hidden around this corner, which doesn't really give you much time. Oh yeah, I can see it, and it is on red. Oh, of course it would change, which I'm glad of, because it means we don't have to make our brakes. Are they set yet? Maintenance guy's gonna have a go at me because I'm using a little bit of throttle while still releasing brakes. Right. Yeah, we are going down into this little loop. Yeah, she's got a lovely throbbing noise, this engine. Right, I always find it, and as you'll all be aware, those who've been watching before, I've had my markers at the station as well, which has made it easier, but I've put them off, so... Struggling a bit with me, stopping. I think the pacer is cool from a... Oh, did I open the doors? Oh, no, look them. I think the pacer is cool from a practical sense. literally a bush on a train. Yeah. I think they're also known as nicknamed the Nodding Donkey, aren't they? If I'm correct. They certainly weren't popular wherever they were taken in the UK. I think they did have an existence down here somewhere on one of the routes. Was it the Cornwall route? Only they had to take it off there because of all the bends, and it was a fixed bogies on it, I think. So yeah, you got a lot of quite an uncomfortable ride, and a lot of squeaking of the brakes because of that as well. But they're quite fun and easy to drive. In fact, I was watching Just Trains last night. Just Trains were doing one of their streams, and on the Blackpool branches, I only caught the second half, and they were driving the Pacer. Right, let's get this throttle down. So we're stopping again shortly in 1.3 miles. Super Sprinter. Brakes cost you nearly a minute every stop with the 125. Yeah. And as I was just saying, with me not sort of having a few runs with it and sort of getting used to its traits, making it worse. I think that's why I didn't touch it much when I first bought it. I could see that it was going to need a little bit more time to get used to its kind of traits. One of the things is maybe what you're referring to too is the brakes. Oh dear, I'm going a bit fast here. Crikey. Yeah, the brakes take a while to reset. I think I've been a bit too over keen with the brakes, but I was panicking a little bit. I mean, the ideal way to bring a train into a station, my understanding is to not have to do what I'm doing now, which is use I mean, you can, but a really experienced driver would just rely on coasting. I did have a quick go of this last. I can promise I was better than this. Oh dear. Anyway, we can guarantee we're going to be late. That's one thing we can guarantee about this journey. Sorry, internet glitches out. Is that on my side? Is it me that's glitching here? Or is yours glitching out? Right, lock the doors. See if I can do a sort of drive away. God. In theory, I think all I need to do is just release my brakes. Here she goes, she's starting to move. Nice. It's like as if she's crying, all those coaches are like singing. Goodbye, HST. There we go. Mobile Chernobyl, GWR just broke the 200-mile mark. World record for battery-powered train, did they? Wow. I live in North Wales, and I think they've been doing some kind of tests up here with battery-operated trains, sort of between Wrexham and Bidston, I think. And I think it's been breaking down a lot from what I can hear. Trust them to bring it to North Wales to test it. We always get the rough end when it comes to rail travel here in North Wales, unfortunately. We end up with all the old rolling stock and wherever else. Mind you, recently some of the passenger stuff I've seen passing through seems quite decent. Right, so we've got another stop in 1.4 miles. I would have thought this may have been more of a kind of an express service with it being the HST, but we seem to be doing quite a lot of quite a few stops along the way here. It's this signal we got coming up. I think it's green, but we need to keep our speed down, actually. Mobile Chernobyl. In the future, it can take the place of some diesel trains. Yeah. I mean, you know, I'm all for, you know, evolution and moving on. But my spirit and mind kind of wants to go back into the world of nostalgia. Oh dear, we're not going to stop here. I didn't know we were stopping. Damn, well, I did know we were stopping, but we're going to have an overhang. At least we haven't spadded. I'm just very lucky that signal wasn't red. Right. So, you didn't see this. And I'm upset with myself now, but never mind. That means I've got to up the game for the rest of the route. Super Sprinter. What I had to do as soon as passengers loaded, I shut doors and released brakes to leave on time. 166 on Exeter to Paignton is a fun scenario. Right, okay, I'll have a look for that one. Sorry about that. You did a tint in there, yeah. I have, haven't I? Oh. Do you know what? I haven't seen the Tintin one yet. I know all about it because he often mentions it himself. And it's there in his video somewhere, and I've been meaning to go and have a look. I'm sure I'll be doing many. But yeah, what did he do then? Did he just drive straight through, or did he do what I've just done, sort of done quite a bit of a major overhang. What station were we at as well? Was it Sidmouth? Yeah. Right. So I need to... I think that's my first live stream station overhang. He done it regularly, but his Oxenholme was a no event. Right, he's done it a few times. Well, I guess it's so easy to muck up streaming. I'm being new to it as well. I'm not used to being able to multitask the whole thing, but it makes it fun anyway. We're in a nice little... Can I get to the front of my... Right, I need to tell myself we're stopping in 4 miles, Dave. Dave, we're stopping in 4 miles. Remember. Oh, that's a lovely view. I love that. I'm loving the contrast as well. A little bit of frosh. I didn't realise I didn't have all the throttle in. Beautiful. What's this signal coming up though? It's a green. We can relax. Yes, that's right, Super Sprinter, yes. You just start chatting for a second and even though you're looking at the screen, you're not fully concentrating. Doing this as well sometimes, driving along outside of the cab, you become detached from the simulation kind of thing and you forget that you're actually driving something. And what's even worse, in some cases you can't hear the AWS, so you end up being brought to a stop. But I'm enjoying the challenge anyway. Right, we need to think about this 60 coming up. We're going uphill, so we should get a little bit of help off the hill. Concentration is just gone. I agree. It is. I'm totally naff at multitasking. I was reading all the chat backwards the other day, which must have been confusing for everyone. When I say backwards, going up the chat rather than coming down. Right, so we're stopping in a little bit. We got any speed limits before the station? So our next signal is red, so I can't spad at this one. I can't overhang, I should say. I think we're going to be okay. Can't see the stop sign. But is it that one or is it the next one? It's the next one. Wherever that is, I can't even see it. It's that there, isn't it? That's a better stop. Becoming majorly late now, but at least the passengers haven't spilt their coffee this time. Super Sprinter, I have to share TSW6 with my lad, so can't play on it at the same time because I wanted all the layers, so I don't get much chance to play myself at the moment. So you're both having to fight over it. So it makes it even more exciting when it's your turn. Right, let's get going. So what do you think of it, Super Sprinter? Are you liking this new route? I quite like it, really. I think Train Sim World have, despite all the bugs and things that went wrong during the early access launch, I think they've sort of chosen and picked something that kind of, you know, if not fully satisfies everybody. I think it's got a bit of something for everyone. I mean, I liked last year's Euston to Milton Keynes, particularly with all the layering in it. It felt quite dull without all the layering. I quite liked it, but I don't think that route perhaps would have appealed on a broader scale. But I think this is a nice intro route for newbies, because I think that's what the whole thing is around each new release, is to try and bring in new players every year, so there's this fresh marketing system they've got. I love it. It was disappointing at first, but I didn't realise you need to do a full route to stop it bugging. Yeah, are you on PC? But interested to know, because thankfully I haven't had many. Once the game's been up and running after the initial problems we had with Xbox, it's ran quite smoothly for me, actually. But I've noticed that I've just gone onto PC. I'm starting to rebuild this collection on PC, and I was playing a couple of routes on there last night on my own, and I noticed they were really badly stuttering at first, but then when I driven on them, they seem to perform better, because I think all the temporary files build up or something or another. I'm not into technical computer stuff. Oh, you're on Xbox as well. I think after a couple of runs on Xbox as well, though, it does definitely improve it. But I think that's one of the things that gets mentioned regularly. It doesn't matter what you're playing on, isn't it? Is the stuttering. I don't think there is a route that is butter smooth. Occasionally you almost get it. Oops, we need to be dropping our speed here. And that's the annoying thing for me, and I think many people really is especially when you get a lot of stuttering. And I don't know whether that's going to be something that will ever be overcome, really, without starting from a new system again. I don't know. Exactly, it's probably my second best route, but I'm biased because I grew up on cross-city line routes. Sorry, I lost my place then. Exactly, it's probably my second best route, but I'm biased because I grew up on cross-country line routes. Looking forward to Birmingham Crewe. Cool, yeah, I'm looking forward to that Birmingham Crewe. My most favourite I'm looking forward to is the Crewe to Preston, because BR Blue is my is where my passion mainly lies. But it's going to be interesting though, despite the different eras. You know, we're going to have this ability to drive all the way from Birmingham, you know, up to Carlisle. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think it's by a new developer as well, isn't it? A third-party developer. So it'll be interesting to see what another team can bring to the table. The more the merrier, of course. The more we may be able to see more releases more often. Yeah, I want the 20s off that route. Yeah, those 20s look amazing from the photos they released. I particularly like the Domino head code boxes on the locos from that era. When I was a kid, I didn't realise that those head boxes were originally the trains, the old numbering format they had. The number would be displayed there, wouldn't it? So it's basically just a light box, really. It doesn't have any headlights in there. I think a lot of people get confused with night driving. They assume the markers or even the headlights are there to assist the driver, whereas they're there mainly to let other people know the drive, because at the end of the day the driver is trained. I mean, just like tube trains, so they're all in the dark, aren't they? So so I think a lot of people are put off doing night driving, but they can be quite fun and cozy, especially in the rain. Yeah, head case box, yeah. You've begged Dovetail for a 304 and a 310, but saying not enough interest. Yeah. That's the thing, isn't it? See, with Train Sim Classic, I don't know much about Train Sim Classic because I've only bought it recently, and the only reason I bought it was so that I could have access to a route I know they'd made of the North Wales route where I live. And, you know, it's the library of stuff in Train Sim Train Sim Classic is just, you know, out of this world compared to the catalogue of what we've got available for the UK at the moment. Night drive the 166 on the route. Right, okay. I'll have to give that a pop. Ooh, we've got... is that flashing? Yeah, it is. What Wales route you from? Oh yeah, North Wales, so it's the Crewe to Holyhead. My local station would be Flint, which is not far from the English border with Chester. So most of my local regular train journeys in the past would be Flint to Chester for either shopping, boozy days or boozy evenings, or to go to the races. But with my work, I did used to sometimes travel from Flint to Rill, Bangor, and we also had offices in Holyhead. So it was quite pleasant to... if I had to go from my Rill office to the Holyhead office, and my office was actually in the train station buildings at Rill, because they were no longer owned by the council. I hope this is not a red. I mean, in theory it should just be a yellow. Right, we're okay. Yeah, so I'd get a train from Rill to Holyhead. So this is the state. Well, we must have made up a little bit of time, even though we've been driving quite slow. We may not be majorly late here. I remember Wales on holiday in the 80s. I used to spend all week doing 37s from Aberystwyth to Shrewsbury all week. Cool. Yeah, there was a time when Class 37s dominated the North Wales route. I used to sit as a little kid at Holywell Junction, which should be my local station, but was closed many years ago, and there's a road bridge that just goes over it, so I'd sit at the top of this bridge and watch the 37s. I was also very fortunate that at the time at Holywell Junction there was sorry, just try and stop this. Yeah, at Holywell Junction there was an industry called Coltalds. I think they had quite a few factories along North Wales and Northern England. Textile company, and they had yards for bitumen, soda, and oil, I think. And my granddad, which is called Tide in Welsh, used to be the second driver, or assistant driver rather, but often drove it himself. And my dad had took me down. Take it that the brakes are still resetting. We're starting to move. My dad had took me down one morning. He must have arranged it with his dad, and for me to meet my granddad and get on the shunter with him. And have a little... I mean, you wouldn't get away with that these days. Apologies for my dog barking in the background. Hopefully he'll get bored in a moment. I'm gonna have to get him a treat and pay him off, I suppose. Right, let's get the throttle down. So our next stop is Ivy Bridge, which is just before Plymouth, I think, isn't it? Second man, but driver used to let other do all the work. Yeah, enjoying. I'm even reading Streamlabs stuff now. Oh dear. Let's have another look outside. Hello, Levi Telford. Good evening. Is your toothache sorted out now? Mobile Chernobyl. The Checo route sounds cool. I think it's 80 kilometers. Wow. The longest route I've played on, or what we've had so far in Train Sim World for the UK is Preston to Carlisle route, isn't it? That does really feel like you've had a bit of a workout with that one. Especially with the, even when driving the 87 or 86, you know, you've got to keep focus with those neutral zones. We're going uphill, are we? Yes, it's fine, Levi. Cool, that's good to hear. Super Sprinter. Last time I seen my favourite 40 was up your side. 40012. Luckily, she been saved. Had a cab ride on her between Stretford and Birmingham International on a line closure in the mid-80s. Wow. Cool. I do like the Class 40s myself. My heart lies with the Class 37. How many... I take it the Class 40s are only in preservation now and there's none actually working, but I was reading up the other night that the Class 37 is still doing mainline duties, mostly I think test trains and rescues and kind of maintenance-based stuff. Maybe the very odd passenger thing if something gets... if they're tight, but it sounds like it was just mainly the maintenance and test side of things. But I was quite shocked that one. I can't remember which lease company it is, but I think they've got 20 odd 37s, and that's just one lease company. So I was quite shocked by them still having a determined presence. It'll be a sad day when it's the very last journey for the Class 37. I remember they had a celebration here in North Wales of them taking leave of North Wales in Class 37. Super Sprinter. My granddad used to drive Westerns and the blue Pullman between Birmingham and London. Wow, God, you're so lucky. Wow. Plus steam trains, but I'm not into steam trains. I've got 737s on my layout, but in boxes now. I haven't touched my layout in the loft for a while. My loft is pretty well, you know, it's not damp or anything up there, but do you think I should put them in the boxes really, rather than just leaving them on the layout? I suppose a bit of a silly question really. I shouldn't I? But every so often I will pop up and clean the track and give them a little bit of a run. Is your trains to what they are for me time capsules? Yeah, they are. And kind of a subconscious one in a kind of way, really. It just brings back happy memories of sitting on that bridge with my next door neighbour who also loved watching the trains. And it was his grandmother who used to take us down almost every day to go and watch them. And we'd eagerly be waiting for the signals to rise, and yeah, so they are time capsules as well. And it explains why I'm a BR Blue fan. It's because some people don't even run their railways, do they? They just literally collect the engines in boxes and have them on display. I'd have to have a bit of track just to give them a bit of a run. I tell you something to look out for on YouTube. We were talking about Class 37s a moment ago. Well, you mentioned the Class 40, but I went on to start talking about my favourite being the Class 37, and I think it was a Channel 4 documentary, and I think someone's uploaded it somewhere on YouTube. I can't remember what the name of the documentary was now, but it was a documentary of a load of train fans riding one of, or if not the last 37 passenger haul train out of North Wales. And there was quite a raucous atmosphere on the train, and they were doing all that waving thing, you know, where they put their hands out the window and waving them up and down, and all the heads out the windows. It was it's a really fun documentary to watch. I don't know what it was called, but I would call it 37 fans gone crazy or something like that. I got into railways because I was scared of trains in my pushchair at about 3 years old. Bath was a scary old station in the late 70s. Right. I must admit, I did find them I found them quite fearsome. You know, when they come charging through Hollywood Junction, you know, you would feel the ground, you know, rumble and vibrate, and hear the tracks starting to sing, and then this thundering, rocketing sound coming through. You knew there was something awesomely powerful there, And I felt that each class of locomotive, I mean, I was saying, I think even the night before, listening to a train had gone past and I didn't know what it was, and I said, was it a class 47? That sounded like it was class 47 went past, and you can easily identify each diesel loco by their sounds. And also, I feel that each loco has its own face, it's got its own character. Right, so you're at the Severn Valley Railway Saturday 37 galas, right, good God. Will you be filming it? I'd love to see it if you're putting it on YouTube. That'd be a nice video, some clips of that. Yeah, the 25s, 26s and 27s, yeah. You know what, I'm not keeping an eye on these signals properly. Sometimes I think we forget the amount of work and detail that, you know, the devs put into. Oh shit, we're definitely gonna do. Oh, I didn't mean to swear, sorry, but I got carried away with that shot. And we're gonna do another overhang here. It might not be as bad as the other one, but there's going to be a lot of complaints now, and I'm going to have to go and see the tea and biscuits with the manager situation. But if I was trying to do that, doing a fast stop at a station, I'd never be able to achieve that. Because I think we're spot on, aren't we? Oh my God. Well, it visually looks okay compared to my other balls up earlier. I've just got so carried away with the chit chat. Right. Let's get out of here. That smell that breaks it, yeah. I can as well. Jeepers. Everybody's stained with coffee. I'm amazed we stopped it all there. I've just been excited about the stuff we've spoken about, you know, particularly the 37s. Mobile Chernobyl, anyone know if the Siemens charger is in any TSW add-ons? They are becoming the norm for American passenger service, even though they break down more than the modern train should. Yeah, so if there's anyone in chat there, because as Chernobyl knows, I don't do trains outside the UK, so I wouldn't know. I should make an effort to didn't quite get that shot then, but there's a nice shot there if any of you's taken a drive. Right, let's try and do this last station properly. I shouldn't have tried and be clever by leaving my signal hood off. Right, we've got a nice little bit of a run before our next station in 9 miles. You got Peak Forest route. I've made some modern day runs in Creators Club. Oh right, wow. Well, that's funny you mentioned Peak Forest. That's really strange because I've just took advantage of most of my collection at the moment is on Xbox, but as you'll know, if you're on console, you can't use any mods, you can't access them, everything's locked and closed off and locked down. And I was also finding that, unfortunately, and it's not at Dovetail's end, Xbox very rarely do any sales. I've only known there to be one sale in the last year. So I've just upgraded my PC to enable me to start building my collection through Steam on PC, and there's a fantastic sale on at the moment where I've been able to pick up almost my entire collection. Still missing a few things, but I just couldn't spend more money. It was just getting silly. But the sale isn't over, so I wouldn't be surprised if I end up going back and adding more. But one of the things I picked up was the Peak Forest, because I enjoy driving the I've enjoyed driving the Flying Scotsman. In fact, what interested me in giving Steam a go was seeing the Blue Peter steam engine. I don't know which engine it was, but a steam engine named Blue Peter driving up Shap, and I thought I want to have a go at driving a steam engine up Shap. So I got the Flying Scotsman, and I ended up buying the Liverpool steam route. I can't remember what it's called, Liverpool to Crewe, and was very disappointed with it because it just feels dead. There's no traffic on it. It's just like being in a ghost town, really. And then found out that Peak Forest is probably the best steam route to get out of the TSW stuff. So anyway, cut a long story short, I bought it last night, and I thought, oh, I've got to go and have a look. And I jumped on board, and I've totally forgotten what you have to do. So I'm going to have to, I don't think I've done any Steam videos. I'm going to have to go and do the tutorial, or go back and watch somebody to remember the procedure. It sounded like it sounded like it was going to explode. So it'd be interesting. It's going to be a new world to me, being able to access people's mods by converting over to PC. Levi Telford, K-pop demon hunters are in Fortnite. I've never played Fortnite. In fact, I've not really played many games. Over the last few years, I've played Call of Duty with my mates online. And I think the nearest part of Call of Duty similar to Fortnite is the Warzone and Resurgence. And I still play it. But obviously not as fast as you young ones. Mobile Chernobyl. Imagine if they add a fireman role. You just sit there shoveling and making sure steam pressure and temperature is right. Totally agree. Sadly though, it's just not going to happen because they haven't even got any plans to do any more steam. I think we might see, mind you, actually it might happen. I'm lying. I think we could see more steam engines, but we might not see a dedicated new route for steam. I do know the devs do love steam, and I know a lot of love went into the Scotsman. And I do know they would make new routes if the audience were there for it. But it would seem that the majority of players, I think, prefer modern day stuff. But it would be so. Never say never. Maybe we might see. Because I think that would be a good multiplayer mode, being able to, you know, have your fireman next to you, or fire person I should say, just like being able to do journeys together would be nice. You know, someone sat here and you act as driving assistant or training driver or whatever, and swapping roles halfway through the route. I still play GTA 5 online. Hey, you just reminded me, I forgot about GTA 5, Super Sprinter, GTA 5. Yeah, do you know what? I couldn't bear the online player because that was just full of hackers. But I loved playing the campaign, and my favourite character in there, as I'm sure it is for many people, is Trevor. It's like being inside a movie, that game. And sometimes, you know, you'd go and do some of the campaigns that they do, and you'd go and build your houses and buy cars and stuff. But sometimes I would just go and sit in my car, whatever car I'd stolen or whatever, sit on top of the mountain like you would in Wales somewhere, and chill out to some music that because there was a good range of music they had on the car radio, and some of the things said in the car radio were quite funny, really. And I've been meaning to. I did start a couple of months back, but I've been meaning to go back and replay the campaign again, because a new one's coming out next year. But I don't think it's going to be as good. I don't think you'll ever beat. I think GTA 5 was the one. I've been told Steam didn't sell, so no more in the future. Yeah, Steam didn't sell. I think they are passionate about it, but commercially it just doesn't make sense for them, and sadly that kind of is an important aspect to running it, really. I think is trying to grab that big main audience. It's a shame, but you know, maybe things might change. It's Unreal Engine, so never going to be multiplayer. Right. I don't know about the technicalities between Unreal Engine and multiplayer. I didn't realise that would be a hindrance. But that's the reason, is it? It's a shame. Trevor, the best game character of all time. Angry with a heart, I always say. Yeah, there was something there, wasn't there? That, you know, I mean, he was kind of... yeah, I was just thinking about it now. I feel like going back to play it now. I mean, they were all good characters. But Trevor just stood out a mile. Apparently the actor who was the voice for him, I don't know his name, but he used to get really angry in public if people recognised who he was, and he shouted. They shout Trevor to him. I've made a shambles of my driving tonight. But we've not spadded anyway. He was nasty but nice, he definitely was. Stephen Hogg. Yeah, so I don't know if he's an angry guy in real life, but he used to get quite peed off with it. I mean, I think it'd be quite nice to be... I'm a big Doctor Who fan of classic era. I'm not really into the new stuff, especially of recent years, but and I was an extra in Doctor Who too. That's my claim to fame, which was amazing experience. But everyone who's played the Doctor, they are very grateful for the experience. I mean, and Doctor Who still pays them a salary because they attend lots of expenses paid, what they called conventions every year. So there we go. I wonder where that Class 66 is going. Is it just AI, that one? I wouldn't... It must be just AI with it pointing in that direction, mustn't it? He started to live the life in real life, did he? That's interesting. I'm going to have to go and have a bit of a dig around. Right, so, I've played this before, so it won't show the badge, but I did get a badge the other night when I did give it a run, but we've obviously, I thought it'd be a lot worse than that, to be honest with you. The scoreboard looks better than the actual driving was. But we'll just go back into free roam moment, because, can you drive this? No. It's funny how it free-roamed me in... Oh, yeah, that was mine. I thought it had spawned me in the 66 then, for some reason. I'm assuming she's going to drive away in a moment. Oh, is there any cannons here? I think we've collected all the cannons on here anyway. I tell you what I did on my own the other night was the scenario, the dispatcher, which was quite fun, but it was making me laugh because we collected them already, have we? It might have been this station, actually. I think the dispatcher is done from this station. It looked like it, anyway. And you could water the plants. But I was a bit confused as to how I was watering the plants because I didn't have a watering can. I'll say no more about that. It just made me laugh. Oh, we've just done a... well, we did something anyway. I had something ping. Right. Yeah, Doctor Who, my last favourite Doctor was probably Peter Davison. Yeah, Peter Davison's a great guy in real life, you know. His daughter appeared in Doctor Who. She's married to David Tennant, who was the 10th Doctor, which was the Doctor Who I did some... No. Yeah, it was David Tennant. I was an extra in one of his episodes called The Lazarus Experiment. And... yeah, so Peter Davison, yeah, he's a funny guy in real life. It took me a while to get used to Peter because I'll say in a moment. It took me a while to get used to Peter Davison because he replaced my childhood Doctor, which was Tom Baker. So I remember, I think that was the first time I got upset and cried when, you know, to a TV program, was when Tom Baker left. And it was through if it wasn't for my late wife, who used to live in Wolverhampton, so I often popped down to Birmingham with her. She booked me to go to this convention that Tom Baker was appearing at, and I had a moment to be able to sit with Tom for 5 minutes and have a chat. Well, it may have even been 10 minutes. It seemed like a lifetime anyway. And meeting your childhood hero is just a strange experience because you just don't know how it's going to go. But we had a beautiful chat. We talked about dogs because we both got dogs. So he signed a picture with me and him called From Tom Baker and Poppy, the name of his dog, to David and Tyler, which was the name of my late dog. Yeah. So, what are we going to do now? Where did I get up to in the chat? Mobile Chernobyl. Was that David in a German train? A travesty. I can't have this. Super Sprinter. Yeah, no water can, but the sound of splashing water. Oh dear. You must remember, why don't you in school holidays? Nice, mate. He was great in Little Britain. He was, wasn't he? Little Britain, yeah, he was. He was. Right, I tell you what, I was going to kind of just end it there, really, but I might do, try and find like a half-hour journey or something. See what that brings us. I don't think there is any half-hour journeys, is there? I don't know. But I've got my other dog starting to get a bit peed off now. He's I think he wants to go out. What am I doing? Just have a look. Quick play, yeah, 30. Yeah. I'll tell you what then. Oh, that's something I was playing the other night. Main menu. Bless you, like this company tonight. Oh, thank you very much. Shall we do quick play then, or should I stay on the Riviera Riviera Line. Should I just randomly see what quick play throws at me? Kind of played it to death now anyway, haven't I? I do want to play something else on that, all the new layers on there. But I think I've only got half an hour left in me. Go on, let's see what 0 to 30 minutes. Yeah, let's see what it throws it. If it's a foreign route though, I'm gonna have to pull out because we just won't be moving anywhere. And even with your help, which I'm sure would be perfect. Well, look what it's chosen, 31 introduction. I would have been happy with the 31, but we don't want to do the introduction, do we? So let's get back.
Well,
get back to
locomotive in
how do I get out of here now? Restart main menu. Right. Shush dog. See what the Voyager's like on Manchester Airport route. Right, have they timetabled in? Or have they actually got a timetable of Voyagers? Because that might be a good suggestion, actually. Mobile jumble. There you go. Yeah, that's it. That's what we'll do. Do you want to quit to main menu? Yes. Right. So... I haven't played the Manchester route since I've had it, really, which was when it was released. Because one of the next DLCs afterwards was some pack for the Birmingham route, which I didn't think I was going to like, because I'm not really into the commuter stuff much. And but I was pretty blown away by both routes, really. I enjoyed both of them. I think what put me off commuter routes was originally I'd bought the Birmingham route in a sale. Oh, what have I done? Sorry about this, fellas. Yeah, I forgot what I was saying now. Birmingham route, something about the Birmingham route. Yeah, I'd bought that in a sale. And before it had this recent add-on. And you were just stopping every like 800 yards. So it was like driving a tube. And I quite like driving the tube, actually. I've got the tube route. But I just didn't like it as in terms of driving trains, right? What's the Manchester one? Where is it? So look. Manchester Airport. Now, is it in the weekday or the Sunday? We'll go to week... Oh, I can see it down here, can't I? Yeah, it's in there. Right, let's go there then. Oh, wow. I had heard it was in here. Is it working okay in here, though? It's not bugged, is it? We'll keep our... What should we do? What's the longest it does? There's 16... It's at 5 in the morning. Why is that 7 hours long? There's a Bournemouth and Manchester route that's 7 hours long. What's that about? That's not right, is it? Well, the longest one we've got on here is this one at 16. So, let's change the weather so that we're in the summertime. So that it's in the light. July should do it, shouldn't it? Let's just pick up on chat. Hey, on Sunday time. Yeah, on Sunday timetable. Oh. Has the Sunday timetable got longer ones, or should we just stick with this one now? I've got it, but with work and my lad, it's a no-go at the moment. I see. Cross-city drivers only work 8 hours due to what you said. Oh, dear. Right. Not had a chance to play it yet. Times the whole route, you'll probably get 20 minutes. Yeah. Right. So, let's see what we get. What I'm going to do first of all, I'm just let the dogs out. So it should be about 2 minutes at the most. So I'll just leave it there for a second. Just bear with me, and I'll be right back. Okay, right. I'm back. Mission accomplished. I've got two. Oh, why can't I hear anything? I can't hear anything. Is that right? Is my voice coming through? Maybe perhaps if I press start. I think because there was no game sound or anything, I was in a bit of a panic then, and I didn't think my voice was coming through. Levi, demon hunters are in Fortnite. Right. Thanks for letting us know that. I'm totally lost. I hear you, Mobile General. Thanks for that. Cool. Great stuff. Right. Now then. Ooh, wow. It's looking very crisp and clean. Right. Safety systems. Where were they? They're over here, aren't they? Right. Door interlock. Vigilance. Normal. That's normal. And sanding, train, Pascom DSD. That was already set to normal, I think. I'm not sure whether there's anything else that needs to be set. Is that the horn? Yeah. Ooh, that sounds awful from in here anyway. And I don't think there's anything on this back panel that sometimes needs to be changed. So let's get in the chair. Let's get our master key on. into forward. Acknowledge our safety systems and get our... Oh, let's open the doors first, shall we? Get the lights sorted out. Is there a day one? Yeah. Right. Climate control and all that kind of gubbins doesn't matter. Yeah, I think that's it. Let's just have a quick look outside. Strange scenery on here. Look at these pendolinos. I love the... I was testing out my PC last night. It's going to be a while before I stream with my PC because I just want to make sure everything performs okay on it. But from the sale I bought the pendolino so I could have it on my PC as well. And that performed really well, actually. I didn't have much stuttering, well, barely any stuttering. It was just coming into Euston, it got a little bit stuttery. I quite like the pendolino. Right, let's get this into neutral. Start getting some power in.
The next station
and we're off.
Stockport. This is a cross-country service to Bristol Temple Meads.
Super Sprinter. I only bother with AWS. Yeah, I mean, you know, oh dear, what have I done? I haven't gone into emergency, have I? I have, haven't I? What have I stopped? I think I've been a bit too... I don't think we've gone into emergency. No. I was a bit heavy-handed then. It's combined throttle and brake, isn't it? So I pulled the throttle back, thinking we're still in the HST, and took us over the threshold into the brake. So apologies there. I always have this problem when jumping straight from separate throttle and brake to combined throttle and brake. And I've got to say, I don't like this train really. I think I've said in another stream I'm not keen on it. And the main reason is I use controller, and it just doesn't... Maybe it's... I think it's been designed to be like this, but I don't like the feel of the... I'm really having to click through all the notches, unlike all the other combined brake and throttle with the controller. There's a more... what feels more... well, easier, really, I suppose. Right. Mobile Chernobyl. What is Avanti? Is that a brand? You know, I think it's the name of the train company. Hello there, Levi. Right. Don't know why we're going slow. Because she does pick up speed quite well, doesn't she? Not sure if the... I can't remember if the train... if the speed limit changes... Drop. Oh, we got Pendolino waiting there. It's beautiful to drive. Even on these short routes, actually. I'm being a little bit cautious here because I'm if I can remember correctly, we might have some speed drops, even though we seem to be picking up. One of the YouTubers I sometimes watch is, I think he's called the British Ace, and he plays without the HUD completely. How he manages to memorize where all the he must have a mathematical mind. Where he can just remember. It take me the rest of this lifetime and the next lifetime to memorize where all the signals are on every route. But I want to try and learn at least one route where I don't need to use the HUD. That's my personal challenge. So if you've just joined us, we're on the Manchester Airport route. It was suggested we give the Voyager a go on here, with it now being timetabled in, which I only heard about yesterday, and those of you mentioned it in the chat, suggested we give it a go as my last journey for the evening. Just struggling a bit with getting comfortable with the controller though for this train. So we got a mile, Stockport, platform 2. It's yellow, isn't it?
Take care when stepping down from the train.
Sometimes, see, there's a yellow and a red there. Sometimes from a distance, they can almost look the same. Or I need to go to an optician's, which I should do, really. Oh, how come my markers are suddenly showing? Does it mean you have to change the settings on each route? Because I've got the... I've even got the track markers on. Perhaps it knows something because of the last game I played, the last route. The game has decided I am not... I'm not ready for no markers. I can't stand that thing on the... I'm gonna... Where is it? I'm gonna have to change it in settings. Do you know what? Stop marker. Stop marker highlights part of the track. See, who's been in this menu to change it? Right. Lock doors. Are we at the... Yeah, we're at the right side. Thought we were at the back then. Right, let's go. Super Sprinter, does it drive okay on this route? Yeah, it feels okay. I mean, this is the very first time. Sometimes I could drive something and totally hate it. Then after a couple of goes, my mind completely changes. In terms of the game, the drive feels the same as it does in terms of its feel. Feels the same. But what we've done so far in this route has been more or less stop-start, hasn't it? Where you get a bit of a run with it in the Riviera Line. And it feels a bit clunky for being just a tram service. To me, that's how it feels anyway. But I'm not going to knock the fact that it's nice to see locos being placed in timetabled layers into other routes. So I'm not going to complain, really. Is the dynamic brakes and normal brake in the same lever? It just puts automatically which brake it needs. Just trying to get my head around what you're asking me. I don't know really, but it's got hill start on it, hasn't it? But it is combined throttle and brake. But I don't know anything else about it. To be honest with you, I'd never heard of the Voyagers before, since only just before it was released. So I've got no knowledge of its background or anything really. I know Train Sim World fans were quite keen and welcoming to its release, but I was more excited. Put it this way, I was more excited when I saw the photo that they released of the Class 20. That's what got me going. Just get these brakes off. Due to previous gameplay, we place you in novice mode. If you fail again, you'd just be allowed to sit in any car you'd like. If you fail at the second class. Yeah, right. I should just be in conductor mode, shouldn't I, really? Definitely. I don't think they are and left trigger is for hill start, yeah. What got me excited was another Birmingham route. Yes. As I say, my late wife used to live in Wolverhampton, so we popped into Birmingham quite a lot. And I remember, because she used to teach and at Cadbury Sixth Form College, and she would go to and from work via train, and a couple of times I did go to her work with her, and then back into Birmingham. So we'd then go and have an evening in Birmingham and go for a meal or go to the theatre or something. But we arrived in Birmingham New Street in rush hour, and I'd never seen a station so busy in all my life, you know. It was horrendous. I couldn't see the floor. There was just this sea of bobbing hair. Those people who had hair, anyway. I'm bald. But coming from Wales, not used to seeing so much people. Back then, anyway. Right, determined not to spad through the station. They are a little bit short of these stations, aren't they? Good God, just looked at the time on the thing. Right. She was lucky 310s finished on that line, and the 308s. Right, let's lock the doors. Building there caught me eye for a moment. Is that a hotel, is it? It's like a Novotel or whatever. Oh, we finished it. Right. We finished it. Just getting into that. Right, what I'm going to do is, well, we'll go back into free roam for a second. We'll just hang here for a second. Oops, I need to get out. Right, let's get out of here, otherwise we're going to be... This isn't that station with a cat on it, is it? No, I think it's a Birmingham route that's on, isn't it? That's what I wanted to ask, actually, Super Sprinter. When I was playing the Birmingham route, when it came out a few weeks ago, well, you know, the DLC, I'd not played it before, and there's a station near Birmingham New Street. I don't know the name of the station. And there was a cat on the wall, and it was animated as well. And it kind of blew me away, actually, because... you know, normally we just have the NCPs walking around on the station, and but there was this like beautiful cat that was just sort of like sat on the corner of the wall. I don't know whether it has some significance to the game, whether it had been placed there for a reason, but it's the first time I've seen a cat at the station, fully animated, sort of sat on the wall by here on one of the routes in Birmingham. Near Birmingham, anyway. When am I next streaming? I'm not quite sure. I'm kind of playing it. It's a bit difficult at the moment. I've got 2 Jack Russells and I have to keep them separated. One of them's a puppy. The other one doesn't like him, and personal things make it difficult to put a time frame on things. But it's mostly evenings, and normally around this time, sometime between 5:30ish. Well, from 6 o'clock. If I'm not on by 8, I'm probably not going to be on. But at some point in the near future, I do hope, once I get into a rhythm, I'll get into some kind of schedule where I'll do 1 day a week, 1 specific day a week, 1 evening a week, and try and schedule sort of reminders to let subscribers know. Funny thing is my mate, it's Bourneville at Chocolate Factory and a few others locations, Bar Green, Aston and Sutton Coldfield. Yeah. Yes. It was really strange driving that section, knowing I'd been there with her on that. And I think that's one of the things that a lot of us UK route bound players like, that different places connect us with a nostalgic past, as you were saying earlier. Right, so there we go. That is our evening's streaming, and I'll promise I'll get practicing for the next one and try and behave like a proper driver. Right, have a good evening, everybody. Thanks for coming along, and I look forward to speaking with you all again. It's been much fun. Probably won't be on tomorrow, but have a great weekend, and I might see you sometime over the weekend. Oh, I'll just catch that. So, Super Sprinter, originally it was called the Bourneville Cat. Ah, right. So, right, the Bourneville Cat, it was a stray the station master used to feed. I see. Cool. It's nice to have little touches like that. Right, brilliant. Thanks. What a great way to end. So, have a lovely evening, everybody, and I'll catch you soon. Have a good one. Take care now.